Hello, chiming in again from my vacation in New York City, and I wanted to take the time to talk about my first Broadway play. It is An Act of God with Jim Parsons, which you probably know from Big Bang Theory. And I wanted to kind of give a review of the Broadway show, but also tie it into some of the stuff I write about, and basically the purpose of my blog, basically being nerd's cool-ish, and awesome, which definitely is. So, first off, I just want to say the show was absolutely amazing. I mean, it was hysterical from the beginning to the end. Jim Parsons kind of made a joke about how God was coming down and occupying Sheldon Cooper's body, which I want to tie that into basically the whole reason why I think Jim Parsons is actually able to even do this, and that's because of the success of Big Bang Theory, which is a show I do happen to love. It's a fantastic show. I do think they have a bit, some negative stereotypes of nerds, basically that they're socially awkward and all that good stuff, but the passion with what they're interested in is definitely within the realm of reality. I'm very passionate about a bunch of stuff. If you've read my blog, like Dungeons and Dragons or Pathfinder. I kind of use those terms, interchangeably. Tabletop role-playing in general, I guess you could say board gaming, video games. I'm very passionate about all of that. So they do have the level of passion in that show that I do think, us nerds, or pretty much any normal person can appreciate or, associate with. But basically, because of the success of Big Bang Theory, which wouldn't be possible if nerd culture wasn't the new thing, or the new in thing right now, it's chic, it's cool, it's interesting. So because nerd culture is kind of the new thing, Big Bang Theory, that TV show is incredibly funny and incredibly popular. Because of all that, Jim Parsons, who I think is phenomenal in his role as Sheldon Cooper, was able to land this gig on Broadway and basically be awesome. The show was absolutely fantastic. There's a lot of humor put into it. Him playing the act, basically being God. The whole premise of the show was he basically sat on a couch and talked to us. He did have two angels. He had Gabriel, who busted out a gigantic Bible and read from it. I don't think it was a real Bible, but he read from it in the actual biblical verses and stuff. It was pretty cool. And then Michael, who kind of questioned him a few times, got punished for it, read minds of people, answered questions, but basically he was playing God and just going over his new 10 commandments, and it was just fantastic. Laugh out loud, hysterical from the beginning to the end. He talked a lot about, he did intersperse a bit of politics, but, regardless of what your political affiliations are, it was really funny. But then he did, he went through the whole creation thing, creating the universe, and it was awesome. It really was highly entertaining. I would definitely recommend the show to anyone interested in seeing a Broadway show. This is definitely top tier. I was in Studio 54, so that was kind of an interesting experience for me, going in there and seeing that storied studio for a Broadway venue. Unfortunately, no pictures were allowed to be taken inside the studio, which I think was a shame. I can understand during the show no pictures being taken, but come on, it's Studio 54. The set, the stage, the whole just ambiance around would definitely picture worthy, but I wasn't able. I'm a rule follower, so that's why I didn't, break the rules and take a picture, but it would have been worth it. Show was just awesome. And again, basically the popularity of nerds. There's all these game shows now about trying to be king nerd. Brought into that, the popularity of the Big Bang Theory, which kind of plays on nerd stereotypes. And Jim Parsons is awesome in that show. And then basically the popularity of that show allowed him to then put on this utterly fantastic play. So to kind of tie it in, I know I'm kind of rambling, but I'm kind of a stream of consciousness kind of person when I talk. So, but I basically just kind of, hopefully I tied all that together where nerds being cool now. Big Bang Theory is all about nerds, so the Big Bang Theory is popular and cool. Jim Parsons is in the show, basically the star of that show. Now he can be on Broadway because of that. So basically, without the existence of nerd culture being what it is and us being passionate about and basically defending our own, this wouldn't have been possible. 10 years ago, before Big Bang Theory even started, there really was no nerdy show, I'll put that in air quotes because there's plenty of shows that were nerdy, but they didn't bring nerd culture to the forefront. So 10 years ago, I don't think this show would have existed. This Broadway show would have existed because without Jim Parsons, I'm not sure who could have done it. So that's basically it. Thoughts from my first Broadway play in New York City. Fantastic, and all because of us nerds. Alright, next time. Okay, I know the angle probably changed a little bit, but I forgot to say, if you've had a chance to see this play also, I would definitely like your feedback below. Any comments or anything like that. We'll definitely, maybe strike up a conversation, or if you agree with me about how, geek culture being the new in thing led to the success of Big Bang Theory that allowed, someone from that show to basically put on this awesome play, please leave your comments. Comments are always appreciated. Thank you.